Hello, hello, got a spoon here and I'm going to spoon out this really heavy paint and paste it onto this Play-Doh sculpture. Okay, let's see if I can show this okay. I guess this will be okay. And I'm gonna be using the rest of this because this is about to get hardened and it is very thick. It looks delicious. It looks a little bit like strawberry, like my strawberry shake that I just drank. I made a delicious strawberry shake at just this color, exactly this color here. And so I'm pasting this on because I'm filling in the gaps. Alrighty.
What did you order?
Put it by the window.
What is it?
Put it by the window.
What did you order?
I don't know. I will see later when I unpack it. I like to get surprised by my own purchases. Yes, Jeff Bezos. Hello, hello. I am buying a lot of stuff from your company. You better invite me over for a tea. Okay, that rhymes even. I'm gonna make a poem for Jeff Bezos. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this before I go to sleep. Pepper dog. Yes, Papa Dog, this is cozy. It's getting warmer now. I'm so glad we're going to the beach tomorrow. I'm so glad the spring is coming.
Is it a purple t-shirt?
Could be.
Purple t-shirt?
Don't unpack my packages, please.
What?
Don't unpack my packages. It's hard at hearing.
Looks like a purple t-shirt.
Oh, don't do anything with it. Put it by the window, please.
And you ordered from another company. That ain't Amazon.
No, I did not. Did not. He doesn't know that he's being recorded. Yeah, it must be nice to have your own house by architect Paul McLean in Malibu, California, overlooking the ocean. So it's kind of like my dream, and I hang on to that dream. I hang on to it, to have my own house. Ah, yes. Oh, and I want to recommend to everyone the channel by Caroline's ASMR. So it is a terrible word, ASMR. I try to avoid it if I can, but I can't avoid it anymore, unfortunately, because it's a lifesaver, and I really recommend, I used to say whisper videos, but whisper videos does not really pertain to all of those ASMR videos. Not all of them are whisper based. Some of them are like this here, like sounds, gentle sounds. And the best of all is Caroline, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful natural redhead. I'm not a natural redhead. I color my hair with henna. I have gray hair. Yes. But Caroline is like, I don't know, how old is she? Between 16 and 20, something like this. And her videos are just gorgeous. I recommend them to everyone. If you have trouble sleeping, now you have a God level soul who came here down to this miserable existence on earth and is not just making the best out of it, but she is making something ultra mega duper stellar out of it. Unbelievable, unbelievable. But you know, she looks like she had good parents, and she looks like she has money, or she has always had money. Now she's making more money because of these amazing videos, and she deserves every penny of it. And that is a wonderful thing to see someone who is happy and who gives us something, comfort, shares that with us, the comfort of her mind. And I don't know whether she had a good childhood or not, but it looks like she did. Looks like she's one of those rarest lucky people. And if she didn't, then she is just, it's because she's such an advanced soul that she knows how to, that she's already been through all the valleys, okay, in her soul journey, that she knows how to turn all of this around and make it stellar. So I'm still in the process of figuring this out. My childhood was emotionally stressful, very, very stressful and straining. Physically, it wasn't. Physically, we were taken care of. We were given everything we needed. We were also given culture and classical music and art. Art, very important. My dad supported me with the art, very important. My mother was worried about me because of the art. She saw psychograms in my art and probably a criticism and stuff like this. But that was just, that was also part of my healing journey. One time I had a crush on a guy, on a rock and roller guy with very long, straight blonde hair way back in Germany, but he wasn't into me. I was so much in love with that guy. He wanted my girlfriend. And so I made a doll, a stuffed doll that looked like him. But I didn't do any magic with it. I didn't do any voodoo or white magic or black magic with it. Didn't do anything with it. I did not believe in that. I mean, I believe that it works, but I didn't believe in doing something like this just because I want someone. I just made that doll and I thought, because I couldn't get that guy out of my head. So it's, in a way, it was sort of like a psychogram, but an art project for healing my mind, basically. And then at some point he stood in front of my door at night. But I was too afraid to go downstairs to open the door. But I don't know if the doll making has created that or not, but it was kind of weird. And so, then I ended up in bed with him, finally. But we were so drunk, we didn't even know what we were doing. And it's awful, you know. It's completely, when people bypass the most pleasurable experiences because they're like loaded with nerve toxins of whatever sort, you know, then you don't even know what you're doing. That's very sad. And it's not a judgment, it's just an observation. It's awful sad. But all of us, we were nervous. And it's so sad, you know, to be nervous around someone because we're self-conscious. I don't know what he thinks, if he sees my belly or my love handles or whatever. And he probably thinks something similar to that, and he has to drink beer first. So, this is all so sad. This is all incredibly sad. Man. It could be all such an amazing experience if we didn't have fear, if we could trust the other person, trust that they're not gonna run away screaming or something. We can relax and not feel judged or whatever, not feel laughed about or insulted or whatever. So sometimes people actually go for a different person that they're not so much in love with, just because they're too afraid that the person they're in love with will run away screaming or will reject them or make them feel even, they don't even, sometimes people don't even approach someone just because they're afraid of being rejected. So they never even tried. They never even told the other person how they feel. That's very, very, very sad, all of this. I'm reflecting on these things every day, feel like talking to someone about it. There are two things I wanted to talk about. First, I want to talk about the octopus. Paul saw an amazing film on YouTube. I was absolutely amazed about an octopus. There was a family in somewhere in Israel at the Red Sea. It's beautiful there. And I didn't know there were octopus in the Red Sea because it is very, very salty water. So an octopus got stranded as the tide was rolling back. He wasn't fast enough to swim with the tide back out. And he got stranded on the beach in the sand, and the sun was shining, and it was very hot on his sensitive rubber skin, and his skin needs a lot of water at all times. And so this family comes along and they see this octopus struggling on the beach. And without hesitation, they picked that up. That's a huge octopus, like weighed like 30 pounds or something. They picked up that octopus, and he knew that they were helping him. He was very quiet. I almost dropped this. And he was very, very docile in their arms. And I'm gonna put this over here. So, and is the other one I need to, this is the other one. And so I'm gonna put paint on the other one as well. So they brought the octopus back into the ocean, and the octopus was so infinitely grateful to them. See, they're very, very sentient and intelligent animals. That's what a lot of people don't know. They have evolved alongside, parallel to us. We have a common ancestor, which is kind of like a flatworm. That was our common ancestor. And then the flatworm gradually through hundreds of millions of years gradually evolved on this one branch towards us and the other parallel towards the octopus. And so now two different species of highly sentient beings evolved parallel from each other, next to each other. We're all distant cousins, all animals, all plants even. We share DNA with them. We share amino acids with them. So they have become so incredibly intelligent. So the octopus was so grateful that he didn't swim away right away and kind of looked at them with love. And so they finally left the area. They came back the next day just to go swimming again. And as they're splashing in the water with their feet, and it was low tide again, and the water was about a foot deep, looked beautiful. The sun reflecting in the water, it was hot. And suddenly they see a shadow in the water moving towards them. And they look down and there's an octopus. And then they look closer and they go, that is the same octopus from yesterday. Oh my gosh. And they looked and looked and looked, and the octopus looked at them and came real slowly towards their feet and gently touched and petted and caressed their feet. Oh my gosh, that is the most touching story I've ever heard. He wanted to say, I remember you, you saved my life, and I am infinitely grateful to you, and I love you infinitely much for saving my life. That is so infinitely touching to me, that story. And I saw the photos they had taken as they were at the beach, the photos of the octopus. He even turned over on his, showed his vulnerable part to them, the mouth part and the underbelly and all of this. And he caressed their feet and he looked at them with love. This is unbelievably amazing. This is just incredible. This is never ever heard this before. This is so touching. And it's wonderful the family rescued that octopus. Wonderful of them. So good to hear that there are good people that will see and understand and feel this compassion. See the other living beings, what Jiddu Krishnamurti is talking about when he says, do you hear a bird cry or a man weep? Do you see it? Do you hear it? Most people don't, because they're so busy with their own things, with their own vanities. The vanities are, we judge this a lot, and I'm not judging it. I just want to bring awareness to it. The vanities of people that they are so incredibly, incessantly occupied with. They all have a very banal reason. And the banal reason is, and it's a sad reason, the reason is they haven't been loved, they're carrying a trauma, they act that out in their later lives. So by thinking they have to fit in with society, they have to, do this in order to be loved, and they're obsessed with not being rejected anymore, and it's all because that's what the ego does in order to protect the inner child, but it doesn't succeed with this because it is a struggle. So this is difficult to hold. And the other story I wanted to talk about is that film that Jordan shared with me today about the singer Lisa from the 90s, a rap singer who died in a car accident in Honduras. And that woman is very impressive, because when I first saw that, he showed me first the trailer, then I found the actual documentary film on her later. When I first watched that trailer of the film, and I just saw this girl talking there at the waterfall. I thought that was a little girl. I thought, oh my gosh, like a 5-year-old. That's what she looked like. But she was like somewhere in her mid-20s when she made that documentary film. But I thought that was a 5-year-old girl. And looked a little bit like the singer Erykah Badu. And kind of like a real authentic type of person. And I was really, really intrigued. I wanted to see the entire film because what she said was very good. She said she wants the real meaning of life, what she really wants to do is what everyone should do is should be in the jungle naked with the animals, and then everything is good and you don't need anything else. Fantastic and amazing girl. And I was very fascinated with this, and also this entire, they have this entire culture that she grew up with, this type of music, the type of people, and the struggles and their relationships and so on. Like, a lot of people have these same struggles, with jealousy and the husband insecure, controlling, always thinking she's cheating on him, then wants to retaliate, cheats on her, and even brings that girl into their house, and she completely had a nervous breakdown with this. And so what I want to say to the world with my videos is, I've been thinking about this all day long again, and also my past, things from my past came up when I watched that documentary film. I had a black girlfriend, looked very much like that Lisa. Lisa reminded me so much of my black girlfriend in Germany, and all the men in Germany, they were all infatuated with her. And we white women, white friends of hers, we were left in the dust and rejected. I always knew instinctively. I knew instinctively that the German man, or the white man in general, have a thing for the more exotic women. And I always knew instinctively. I didn't know the science behind it yet. There's a science behind it, which is, I found that out a couple of years ago. Very interesting research studies they did that actually did in a double-blind test to see how which t-shirt people would choose with the sweat of the opposite gender on it. And they didn't see the person. They didn't know whether that person is this or that color. They wanted to rule out, the disturbing variable in the test, so that the test comes out proving to them what they were trying to hypothesize. So, indeed, the tests came out positive towards their hypothesis, which is that we choose a partner, smell-wise even, who is the farthest away from our own genetic disposition. So, and the reason why this is happening with all people, whether they admit it or not. The reason why this is happening is because of evolution. This is to guarantee a gene diversity in mating. So that's that bit of science that goes along with that. And Lisa also did not know about this, as most people didn't know, and I didn't know, that there's a science behind it and that we shouldn't take this personally. If the partner suddenly, her partner suddenly mates with a white girl, or if she suddenly likes a white man, or if, I don't know whether she did or not, but I think her partner did. Her partner cheated with a blonde girl and like a Scandinavian type of woman, and she was hiding in a closet, and she opened the closet, and there was that Scandinavian woman, and it must have been very, very painful for her, because she cut her arm after that, and I felt so strongly for her with this, because this is how I felt in exactly the reversed situation. And I too have cut my arm and all that thing. Didn't cut my arm like she did. I wasn't courageous enough, but I cut my arm. I have a scar from that. I don't even see the scar, no, but, oh, here's a scar on this arm. I don't know if it shows. It's not a very big scar. So, but, yeah. So I went through that same thing, just with different colors. So, and this is the case with all of us, before anyone comes to a judgment and says, you white people are so, you have it all made and you don't suffer like we do. And wait, not so fast. We suffer just as much. Okay? And for anyone out there who thinks that that people other than white, black, or Asian, or Hispanic don't suffer as much as wait, hear their stories first. So this is my message to all these different people out there with the different DNA and so on. Just because we look a little bit, just a little bit different. And I'm very jealous of black women, because they're so gorgeous. They have such gorgeous bodies. So, but I love my body. I learned to love my body. I love my body because I'm the only one who loves my body. So I have to, in order to survive, we have to do this. We can't be living our lives hating ourselves. And that girl Lisa said something like this too, towards the end of her life, just a couple of days before she had that car accident. She was in the middle of making that documentary film while they had that car accident. They had 2 car accidents, very tragic. They were just a week or 2 apart, these 2 car accidents. They accidentally ran over a little boy who darted into the street, like little children often do. And I think in Honduras the streets are very, very badly made, and there are no security measures or anything. And the little boy died in the hospital, and that was very hard for that very advanced soul, Lisa. It was very hard for her. She felt real terrible about this. And she gave the mother money and helped them out and did what she could, stayed there in the hospital the whole time, waiting for the doctors to come out to tell them what's going on. Awful, shocking. And it was so hard on her. And then also this entire cleansing process that she was doing in Honduras, and her past coming up and dealing with all these things at the same time. And then this this terrible tragedy happening, and she took that on her shoulders, the guilt and all of this. I can just imagine how much she must have suffered, that poor, poor woman. And so not long after that, she had a car accident, and all of her girlfriends were in the car, and only she is the one who died. The other one survived. So also very metaphysical, almost like it was a decision that she made or something, not consciously, not even subconsciously, but energetically on the soul plane, because she had plans for her future. A very advanced soul has very wise, said a lot of very wise things. And my girlfriend in Germany was not as wise and was not as advanced a soul as that Lisa. My girlfriend in Germany was a stagnator soul. Very hard to be with. Very difficult. Very troubled person. She had her jealousies too. She was jealous that I had culture in my life and all of this. And I think she subconsciously wanted to retaliate against me. And she knew what was hurting me and what was making me jealous and all of this. It was very difficult, so I finally had to save myself, and I had to break off that relationship with her, and I had to tell her that I can't continue. I'm too jealous of her. It was more than that I didn't want to. It was also that I saw that she was not well in the way she was handling relationships and the friendship with me. And I couldn't help her with that, and it was just hard on my nerves, very, very hard. I cried all the time, so I had to protect myself and say, no, sorry, I can't continue this. And we cried, and then she moved on with her life. And I'm glad that one time she called, and I was at home, and my brother said I wasn't living there anymore, and he didn't know where I was living. So I'm glad my brother did that. My brother knew that, he knew how hard that was on me, so he protected me. And I don't want people to take this again now as some kind of, don't hijack these kind of things. If this somehow shakes up the ego or some kind of identification issue, first of all, don't identify with a race. I'm not identified with I am a white woman, or it's my identity or something. No, I'm a white woman. That's all it is. It just happens to be that way. Okay, I didn't choose that or anything. And if I had a problem with someone of a different race, that doesn't mean I'm a racist. It just means I had a problem with someone of a different race. Okay, happens. It happens to all of us that we have problems with someone else, whether that is of the same race or a different race. And there are advanced souls like that Lisa in all races. That happens in all races. Suddenly there is someone like that. But even the advanced soul, like an angel soul like her, is still going through hardships, still experiences that all these body situation, because we're in a body, so we experience those kind of things. We're still in an animal body, we're animals. So, and it's very hard, particularly for someone like her who's that sensitive, and then have this boyfriend that's controlling and who retaliates in such a mean way against her, and wouldn't let go, even energetically. He did not let go of her. Even after she moved to Honduras, he would not let go of her energetically. He would keep coming after her. That's why she said she could feel an entity coming after her. And she believes that entity caused that accident with the little boy. And someone said that, I think it was Jordan who said that she even said that in an interview or somewhere. I don't know which one it was now. I watched several different ones. That she actually had a premonition about her death. That this entity was actually going to chase her into death. That's how hard ego energies are, when they don't let go, and when you don't know how to protect yourself from those. They come after you. I can feel it very strongly, these ego energies, when they come after me. All I can say to them, I have nothing to give here. It's not me. It's not the other people, that you can chase down and hold accountable for your own life. No one is accountable for someone else's life. We're accountable for our own lives. And we need to make the very best out of it. We need to really do it. We don't have any other choice. The message from all of these people, Lisa and all these other people, and also from Vin